In this video, we will learn how to create Put API to update the data from the database. In this application, we have book repository, interface iBook repository, and then we have books controller. Since we are learning from scratch, in our previous videos, we have implemented get and post APIs. Now we will create Put API. Let's start with book repository. Here, copy this method and paste it below that. Change the method name, update book async. To update any book, we need ID of that particular book. Based on that ID, we can fetch the book. Then we need what are the properties that we need to update for that book. So in the parameter, we need book ID and model object. This book model object will have updated value. In Entity Framework Core, we can update the record in two ways. In the first method, first we need to fetch the data based on this book ID. So let's remove these codes from here. Here, let's write where book equal contacts dot books dot find async. Here we can pass this book ID. Here we have to use await keyword because we are working with async programming in this application. Here we are fetching one book by using this book ID. If this book exists in the database, book not equal null. If the book is not null, then we will update the record from this book model object. Book dot title equal book model dot title, then book dot author. Once we assign the value, then we need to save the changes by using this context and calling this method save changes async. Use await keyword. Sorry, dot title. Okay. Now this code will work and it will update all the columns in the database. We are getting a record in this book object. If there is any change in this object, then it will update all the changes in the database. This save changes method will return integer. So based on this integer value, if you want to return any boolean value, you can return that value. If you don't want to return anything, then no need to return anything from this method. Now let's add this method in interface. So copy this method and paste it over here, put a semicolon, save the changes. Now let's create a one action method in this books controller. So copy this method and paste it below that. Here change the HTTP verb. Here now we are going to use HTTP put. In the route, in the URL, we will have book ID. Then change the method name. Here let's say update book. From body we will get book model, so keep as it is. Then from route we will get integer ID, so book ID. Then here we have to use update book async model. So here we have to pass this book ID also. In this method we are not return anything. So remove this. Then here we will return OK method instead of this. That's it. This is how we can create put API in ASP.NET Core Web API application. Save and run this application. The application is running. To test this API, open the Postman. See here we are in get method, and here we have the ID 5 and title and then author. Okay, now change the method name, put, and here update the value. Let's say we will have the text with update. So in this put method, in the URL we have to pass ID. In the body we have to pass the data. Let's pass this data, then click the send button here. Open SQL Server Management Studio. Execute this command to check whether this data updated or not. See here, this ID 5th, title and author is updated. Here we have added updated text. I hope this video is helpful to you. Thanks for watching this video.